say that one person's
Here's where it gets dangerous.
misinformation is another person's information. The point at which you said that there is this is misinformation, like who is going
But you
to
accept that
decide that?
misinformation can be dangerous, that it can cause
This is where it gets dangerous.
Yes.
world harms, that it can potentially cause
Yeah, so the point I'm trying to make is the BBC itself has, at times, published things that are false. Do you agree that that has occurred?
Here's where it gets dangerous.
But you accept there has to be a line in terms of hate speech. I mean, you're not looking at total 100% unrestricted speech.
Well, I mean, I'm of the opinion that if the people of a given country are against a certain type of speech, they should talk to their elected representatives and pass a law to prevent it. So, for example, you cannot advocate.
So, if the people of the country don't want to hear a certain person speak, well, then they should be able to have the government democratically, by voice of the people, silence a certain person, right? No matter what it is that they're saying, if the people vote that they don't like what a person has to say, whether it be right or wrong, well, then that person can't speak. That's not right, Elon. See, that's why you cannot lead. That's why you are not fit to be a leader. You're not. You're just not. You're absolutely not. And I think it continues to get dangerous.
Murdering someone. That's illegal
Oh,
in the United States, everywhere, really.
now we're talking about, okay, should not be able to talk about murdering people in your speech. That's not free speech. Okay, yeah, I can agree with that to an extent. But when people are violating your constitutional rights, and everybody acts like they're not violating your constitutional rights, and the Second Amendment calls for the Second Amendment to be put in place to overthrow the government that is corrupt and is abusing the people. But just because you've got the people taking part in the same corruption against the people doesn't make it any different. If the government is abusing people, that's what the Second Amendment is for, to overthrow the government. But when the abuse has been allowed to go on and take place, and the government has somehow brainwashed the people into taking part in the same abuse, the Second Amendment still applies to overthrow the people and the government. You have the right to defend yourself. Now, if you have the right to act on it violently, why don't you have the right to speak on it violently when it's in opposition to the Constitution and you're being abused? In my opinion, you have the right to violently protect yourself when your rights are being violated and it is causing you mental, physical, and spiritual harm to whatever extent, which in my situation is long past that in every aspect. So I have every right to physically protect myself violently against the people who are causing me harm, whether it be the citizens of this country or government employees or anybody else. Long since past due, long time ago. So if I have that right to violently protect myself against the people, which is most of you that are attacking me, well, what does it matter if I speak about attacking you? What does that really matter? So you see where this could go in the wrong direction, where you're saying that people cannot speak about violently protecting themselves. You're not allowed to speak violently about protecting yourself. That's not right. When violence is just and absolutely called for and justified in self-defense, speech about it should be fully justified and legal just as much, right? But we're not talking about that, and why would we? Because The man that you're hearing talk about it doesn't have to worry about that, right? You know what I'm saying? Which is why he's not fit to be a leader. He's not fit to lead the people. Neither are these politicians. None of them.